On this video, I would like to continue the Christological Hebrew grammar from Genesis 3:15, what is commonly called the Proto-Evangelium, the first gospel. It is the first preaching of the gospel in the text that announces the defeat of Satan, I believe, and his seed by the seed of the woman, culminating in Jesus Christ, who defeats Satan in his death, resurrection, and final second coming. It points to Satan's final judgment and Christ's permanent victory over Satan and his kingdom. With that in mind, I would like to begin looking at the reading of the text, followed by vocabulary. It reads, V'heva ashit beitecha uben ha'isha uben zaracha. V'heva ashit beinecha uben ha'isha uben zaracha uben zara. Hu Yeshufacha Rosh, Va'ata Teshufenu Akeb. I will put enmity between you and between the woman, and between your seed and between her seed. He will crush you in the head, but you will crush him in the heel. Eva, looking at vocabulary, is a noun meaning enmity. Shuf is a middle weak verb meaning to crush. And akav is a noun meaning heel. So as we read the first phrase with grammar, V'heva ashit beinecha uvein ha'isha. And I will put enmity between you and between the woman. Notice we have here the ve, which is the simple conjunction, followed by the noun heva. Heva means enmity or hostility. And so we would translate it, I will put enmity or hostility between you and between the woman. Hashit is a cow imperfect first person singular from the root sheet, a middle weak root, to place. Bain is a preposition meaning between, and it is followed by ha, the pronominal pronoun suffix, second masculine singular. We have the shurik here coming before the bait because when we have two labials, we change from vevain to uvain by dissimilation at that point. So between you and between, notice again the preposition vein here. There is no dogish in the vein because it comes right after uvain, which causes it to become soft. In ha-isha, notice the definite article ha, the long a vowel here, the commas, is due to the fact that the aleph cannot take a doggage. The aleph following ha-isha. Remember the article was probably hal, and the llama just drops out. So we have compensatory lengthening under the hay from a pathak to a comas. Isha means woman. So I will put enmity between you and between the woman. Uvein zaracha, uvein zara. and between your seed and between her seed. Notice the u here again is the conjunction followed by the preposition bein, between, and then zaraha is a noun in construct with ha. It is a masculine noun in construct with ha, the second masculine singular pronominal suffix, from zera, meaning seed. So between your seed, uvein zara, and between her seed. Notice u here is the conjunction again, followed by the preposition vein, between. Zara is the noun from zera, and again it's in construct with ha, the pronominal suffix, third feminine singular, with the mapik in the hay, so we have to be sure to pronounce the hay. That's why the Masoretes put it there. And then hu yeshufacha rosh. He will crush you with reference to the head, or in the head. We have to supply the personal pronoun like in the head. Who is a personal pronoun, masculine singular. He will crush you. And then we must supply something like in the head or in reference to the head. The verb yeshufacha is from shuf, the middle weak verb, which means to crush or to bruise. Here I believe it means crush. It is a cow imperfect, third masculine singular, with the pronominal suffix ha, second masculine singular. So he will crush you with reference to the head, or we could supply the preposition berosh, in the head. Notice rosh is a noun here in the singular. Ve'ata teshufenu ake. And you, notice the conjunction ve here, followed by ata, which is your personal pronoun, second masculine singular, you. And you, teshufenu, you will crush him in the heel. Notice here, actually, teshufenu is again a cow imperfect, second masculine singular from shu. The noon here, I believe, is a hinge letter, teshufenu, the N, I should say, together, sort of like a helping consonant, preceded by the sigol, followed then by what historically was hu. So it would have been va'ata teshufen hu. So what has happened here, teshufen hu, with the pronominal suffix, third masculine singular, the hey of the hu has assimilated by reverse assimilation back into the noon, hence causing a doubling or a doggish forte. What we have here then is a simple shavah, a simple, I should say, cow imperfect, second masculine singular, with a personal pronoun suffix, third masculine singular. So you will crush him, speaking of the seed of the woman. You will crush him in the heel. In is understood again before ake with reference to the heel or in the heel. So giving the translation, and I will put enmity between you and between the woman, and between your seed and between her seed. He will bruise you or crush you in the head, but you will bruise him in the heel. When we look at this text, we look at what I would call a great text in the Old Testament in which Christ is spoken of in the very first instance of the Hebrew Bible in terms of a prediction about his ultimate victory over Satan. I believe in Genesis 3:15 then we have such a text. As we look at this text, it occurs right after the fall. Many have called this the proto-evangelium, that is, the first gospel. In Hebrew, we're at the point where the Lord is addressing the serpent, and it is believed that beyond the serpent, he is actually referring to Satan himself, who is using the serpent, or basically the one really speaking. The text here is speaking then of an ongoing struggle between the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent. This has to be deeper, I believe, than just snakes and humans struggling. This becomes a deeper type of actual evil. Satan and his kingdom struggling through time against the Lord and his kingdom. The text then is called the Proto-Evangelium, or the first preaching of the gospel. Many have understood this as referring to an ongoing struggle between the righteous seed coming from the woman and the seed that Satan produces in humankind as they show this hostility against one another. And ultimately, the coming from the seed of the woman is the great promise, I believe, of the coming of the Messiah, of the coming of Christ. I believe this refers to Christ, who will be the one who will ultimately defeat Satan and his kingdom by his death and glorious resurrection. It is John's gospel in chapter 16 where Jesus says, "Now is the prince of this world judged." Jesus was looking at the cross and at the resurrection that was to occur. Paul, in Romans 16:20, I believe, says that God will put Satan under your feet shortly. No doubt an allusion back to this very text. I cannot help but think that this is referring to the second coming of our Lord, when Satan's kingdom will be finally defeated and subjugated to the ultimate rule of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords.